All right, you know where you are. This is a plug podcast exclusive kind of thing. Decided to move it to the video format. I am Bushy. That is Metal Mike. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right, man. How you doing, man? Looking forward to some football. I mean,
Oh,
it's the, it's wild card weekend, dude. What need I say
super
more?
wild
You
card.
know? Yeah. And as you know, I suggested to Bushy, hey, dude, we need to record an episode, full force football too. I think we did two episodes last year, but we didn't get one and done enough in time for the wild card. So we did like the second round and like the third round, and
Yeah.
made our Super Bowl predictions and all that good stuff. Well, now we're going to do it right this year. We're going to do it very beginning of the wild card weekend. We'll pick our people that we think are going to win the matchups and then just kind of go from there, man.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, how can you not be excited? How could you not be excited? Dallas Cowboys, they're set up to disappoint me yet again, but I don't care. I'm praying, I'm shaking my dick on some damn sage. I'm doing whatever you can because Green Bay scares me. We'll get into that a little bit later. I don't think they're that good a team. I don't think they're that good a team. But Green Bay and Dallas playoff football is ugly. It always is, and Dallas normally walks away with their fucking head down. But like I said, we'll get into that later. Some squeakers, Green Bay, Pittsburgh, got a cold, sorry. Some that had to play all their starters to get the number 2 seed. Dallas. Bills.
All right. You got a bad cold there, buddy?
Yeah, it's horrible. All these teams that are
And
good.
here, okay, I want to say something about because okay, quit fucking whining. Okay. If the Jaguars would have took care of fucking business, they'd be in. And they ain't. And they didn't. And you know what? Part of that is because they disrespected the fucking terrible towel. All you fucking idiot teams that disrespect the terrible towel, you always pay for it. I remember the playoffs or the year 2005, the Bengals won the division. What's TJ? Who's your mama? Actually, TJ Who's Manzada. What do you do with the terrible towel? Cleaned his cleats off with it and threw it in the crowd. What happened? Oh, Carson Palmer's knee got shredded in the playoffs on our way to the fucking Super Bowl. You fucking reap what you sow. The Tennessee Titans.
Here's my question.
No,
How
hear me out.
much? No, hold on.
God damn it. I'm trying to make a fucking point.
On eBay, how much did that terrible towel go for?
Which one? The one who's Manzada?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I bet that went for some mint if the guy sold it. Okay.
If he sold it.
Continue.
Anyway.
Broke your train of
And
thought.
then you had the Tennessee Titans in 2008, and they clobbered us pretty good. What do? They take out the terrible towels and they start stomping them in the mud and flipping off the crowd and act like dicks. What happened to them? Oh, they got eliminated in the playoffs. And who won the Super Bowl that year? We did. And then the Jaguars did the same thing when they beat us this year. And look what happened. Oh, you choked. You choked and got your ass whipped by the Titans, and we took that spot. So I don't want to hear about Pittsburgh getting in their way. Well, we won our last 3 games. We did enough, and you fucked up, and now we're in. So I don't want to hear your whiny crybaby bullshit, man. Don't want to hear it, Fucking take care of business. Win your last fucking game, you win your division, and we don't have this conversation. But you didn't, Jacksonville. You fucking and if I hear one more person say that Trevor Lawrence is a fucking generational talent, he's good, but he ain't no fucking Peyton Manning. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
For real. I gotta say, the team that has surprised me the most in the last few weeks, surprised me the most. What the fuck happened to Philadelphia?
I don't know, man. They seem like they've fallen off a cliff. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. You're talking about a team that's a year removed away from the Super Bowl. And while I know the Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs, they've kind of been having their struggles too. But not as bad. Like, I think Kansas City, where their problem is offensively, especially, is most of their receivers are quite shitty, quite frankly. I mean, they don't really have anybody that can catch the fucking ball except for Rasheen Rice and Travis Kelsey. The other ones have the dropsies. I mean, they got a pretty good running game. Pacheco's ran the ball really hard. Really, I think what's kept Kansas City in a lot of their games this year is their defense. Their defense has played very well this year.
They
That's
have,
why
but
they made the playoffs.
Kansas City is a team that,
But they're not as good as they were. They're
yeah,
missing
you've
something.
seen it all season. I mean,
Yeah.
all season.
Yeah,
Philadelphia,
they have struggled consistently.
yes, Philadelphia is a team that
Was
dominant,
blowing people out in the beginning of
dominant.
the season.
And
And
then
then
all
all of a
of a
sudden
sudden,
they've just kind of fell
boom.
off a cliff.
Yeah, it's insane.
I mean, I'm sure as a Cowboy fan, you're elated.
Oh,
I
I'm ecstatic because
Yeah.
Philly was a team that scared me
Yeah.
because they were so tough. And we went into Philly and yeah, we got beat, but we didn't get blown out. Like everyone expected a blowout. We didn't get blown out.
No,
And of course, when Philly comes to Dallas, we beat them pretty significantly.
you whipped their ass. I
Dallas,
mean,
Dallas at
dude, I saw
home.
that game.
Yeah,
And
Dallas
it
at
cost
home.
me a fucking playoff spot in my fantasy football league because your goddamn defense played so well and Philly played so shitty.
Well,
But I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter.
so sorry to hear that you went against America's team, you fucking communist.
Fuck you. My opponent had Dallas's defense. I didn't go against anybody. I was just hoping that Philly's offense would score at least enough points to get me through. I didn't say I wanted Dallas to lose, even though I will say this, and I've said it when I was a kid. I'll say, fuck Dallas. And that's not just the Steeler fan coming at me. That's the old
Yes,
St.
it
Louis
is.
football Cardinals fan coming out of me, buddy.
That is
That's the old St. Louis football Cardinal fan.
That's
Because
the
you were
old,
on the same division as us.
that's the old steel curtain versus the doomsday defense fucking argument that we will have forever.
We will.
What a great generation of teams that was. Oh my!
It was. They were
Defensively,
both those
the best
teams,
defenses in the league.
both of those teams, and along with the Dolphins, I would say, and the Raiders, even though they only won one Super Bowl in that era, they were the class of the NFL at that time. I mean, the Vikings were a pretty good team. I mean, they went to 4 Super Bowls. They just didn't win any of them, but they got there. And I mean, that's they just representing your conference, just being an NFC or AFC championship. It is an accomplishment. And I think sometimes that gets overlooked. It gets overshadowed because, oh, well, you didn't win at all. Well, fuck, man. You got to the dance, man. You got there. You got to the Super Bowl. You were a Super Bowl participant.
Yeah.
Someone has to win and someone has to lose, and it's still an accomplishment. I don't look at that as a failed season. If you get there and you get to the big fucking game, you got a shot, man. And that's the way I look at it, even with the playoffs, man. Like,
but what do you do if you get there 4 times in a row and lose?
that's brutal. That I've never heard anything. I mean, it's almost so
I
crazy
watched
that
every one of those Super Bowls, man, and that was before I was a Bills fan. I didn't turn into a Bills fan until I was with my daughter's mother because I watched football with her dad every Sunday because we were both football nuts, but he was a diehard Bills fan. But he's
he's still with us.
No, he's gone.
Oh, that's too bad.
But he's a super huge fan of Staubach and the fucking Doomsday defense and all that. So we were able to talk because I'm a fucking Cowboys fan. And yeah, we blew you guys out 2 years in a row. Fucking Bills. But then I started watching them every fucking Sunday, and turned into a fucking Bills fan,
So they're your AFC team.
Yeah, they're my AFC team.
That's too bad.
Me and him, with his son and a buddy of his, went and saw the Dallas Cowboys at the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football in 2008 when Tony Romo threw fucking 6 picks. The Buffalo Bills ran one back for us on a kickoff return for a fucking touchdown. And then it was up to rookie Nick Folk from 52 yards out with 2 seconds left on the clock to kick the field goal to win the fucking game because, dude, Buffalo brought it. Hadn't been on TV or Monday Night Football since the heyday, man, 12 years. Yeah. And, dude, I'm like, oh, fucking rookie kicker. Oh, my God. It's no Aubrey, by the way. But, oh, my God. He's like, he kicks this thing, dude, and it goes through, and I come off the fucking seat, and I'm only 15 rows deep in the other end zone underneath the fucking Titantron or whatever they fucking call it, the big screen there in Orchard Park. And I'm losing my shit. And the crowd's erupting because there's like more Cowboys fans than Bills fans there.
All right.
And then we just found out the coach for the Buffalo Bills had called timeout, iced the kicker. And I'm like, dude, I'm stressed now. I'm like, rookie kicker, Monday Night Football, hostile territory. boy, we've been beat up a lot tonight. You know, there's no way this kid's going to kick a second one. Not from that distance. Not under these fucking circumstances. Boom, 52 yards right down the fucking middle. Clock expires. Cowboys win, makes them 5-0. And like every other year, we went to the playoffs and lost. Oh,
Well, yeah, it's just one of them things though. But I love football. I still love the game of football, even though sometimes I think the refs are kind of a little fishy here, especially
oh
this
yeah, my
last year.
boy
Some of the
here.
shit they've been doing, I'm like, what the hell? But at the same time, it just sometimes bad calls. I mean, everybody gets them. Everybody, your Cowboys have gotten them. My Steelers, every team has had, let's be honest. And I'm not taking anything away from Cleveland because, by the way, Charles Trainer, if you're out there, congratulations to your Browns. They're looking really good. Represent the AFC North, man. And here's another thing that's a fucking accomplishment. Every team in the AFC North finished over 500. That hasn't happened since, I don't know, fucking forever, man. I'm going to look it up right now.
That's crazy.
AFC. Yeah, dude. Every team, including the Bengals. And you got 3 teams in the division that's in the fucking playoffs, man. Yeah,
Let's fucking run that down. I mean, who's in the playoffs? You can obviously see them behind me. Let's see. We've got Browns, Texans, Dolphins, Chiefs, Steelers, Bills, Pack, Cowboys, Rams, Lions, Eagles, Bucks. That's a lot of games coming up over the weekend, and that's just for wild card weekend. We haven't even mentioned the Ravens and the Niners. You know who are the number 1 seeds in both conferences?
here you go, right here, bro. I got to say this right here, just to tell you, this is on the AFC North made history this season as the NFL's best division. All 4 teams finished above 500, becoming the first division since the NFL AFL merger in 1970 to have all 4 teams finish with a winning record. The Ravens 13-4, Browns 11-6, Steelers 10-7, all made the playoffs. While the Bengals 9-8 finished above 500. And that's not been done. Okay, dating back before the merger, it's the first division to accomplish that feat since 1935, when the West Division, Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers, Chicago Bears, and Chicago Cardinals, before they became the St. Louis Football Cardinals, did so. So there you go, man. That's how long it's been. The fucking AFC North makes history, bitches, because we're the best division in football.
Yeah, okay. It's just because normal people don't like playing in the cold because the cold sucks. It's the only reason they do it.
The cold sucks. What the fuck? Just like a cry boy fan to say that from the NFC least. I said it.
Stop it.
The NFC least.
Maybe right now.
The NFC least.
There was a time when it was the most dominant division of football. So you just
we're not interested in ancient history, dude. We're talking about today. And today, the
talking
NFC
about the
is
fucking
best.
30s. I could talk about the 90s. You could just suck it.
We're talking about the AFC North, best division in football. They just said it. They just crowned us. I
don't care.
Listen to you. You're like Dennis Green. You want to crown their ass? Go ahead and crown them. Yeah, I can just see you going on around. The AFC North is what we thought they were. Remember that rant?
Yes.
The Bears were what we thought they were. And if you want to crown them, go ahead and crown them. We let him off the hook, and he hits his mouth. I was like, oh. Most times Dennis Green never really lost his cool, but
one of the best press conferences ever.
What's funny though, man, is that was the year the Bears did win the NFC. So it's like, if you want to crown, well, we're crowning them because they were the best team in the NFC at that time.
Yeah,
man.
but that's like the best fucking press conference.
Ever. One of them, I think Jim Mora's though, and everybody wants to talk the playoffs, and the playoffs one's great, but I like the one when he was the Saints coach, where he just goes, well, we just sucked in that whole game. We couldn't do diddly poo. We sucked on offense. We sucked on defense. We sucked on special teams. We just suck. We suck. I mean, he just went off, man. It was hilarious. Sometimes I will go on YouTube and watch that rant and laughed my ass off because it's just so epic.
That
I
is
mean, people talk about Metal Mike meltdowns, and I'm like, man, Jim Mora, that motherfucker could have a meltdown. Playoffs?
have
Talking
you
about playoffs? Not talking about playoffs. I just want to win a game.
have you heard anything about Stephen A. Smith? Because he hates the Cowboys so much. Has Mr. Smith said anything negative about my Cowboys?
I don't know. Maybe he
You
probably
motherfucker.
has.
I
He
mean,
usually does.
I love watching Michael Irvin because Michael Irvin makes me feel so good to be a Cowboys fan. You know, that guy is fucking amazing.
He is funny though. Like
He's
I said years ago, I remember that season. In fact, that was the year we became the 6th seed and won it all. And it was the first game the Steelers were playing the Bengals. The Bengals were looking really good, and we came into town and we just whipped their ass. But before that, you know, Michael's talking me out. He goes, you know, Bengals are soft against the run. Pittsburgh loves to run the ball. And he looks right at the camera and goes, Cincinnati, Santa Claus is coming to town. And I fucking died, man. I was like, that is hilarious. But then what's ironic, and then I remember when Chris Collinsworth said it reminded him of Raiders of the Lost Ark, where you got the guy with the sword doing all the, he goes, that was the Bengals. And the Steelers were Indy that just went.
yeah,
But then again, the Bengals beat us at our home. And then that's when TJ, who's your mama,
that was Temple of Doom.
disrespected the towel. And then what happened? The
That was
Bengals
Temple of Doom, by the way. Look, for all you nerds out
no,
there, I'm going
no, Temple of Doom is where he goes. Did you get the gun? And he doesn't have the gun.
Oh, that's Raiders.
No, Raiders of the Lost Arks when he has the gun and he shoots.
Oh,
him.
yeah. You know what? You're absolutely right. All you nerds, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Because
Don't fucking try to out nerd me, dude.
Because the blonde is in the prequel, which is a sequel. Yeah.
Yes. Second movie but
That is
prior to. Because remember, he goes to get the gun and he doesn't have it, and then he just smiles.
I think that's why I like Revenge of the Ninja so much, because you know all those ninjas come out jumping on the fucking roof of those houses in Japan, and they go, oh, I'm doing all their fucking shit with their swords. And that guy pulls out a fucking 45.
And just start shooting them all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's kind of like what happens when the Steelers face the Bengals. Even this year, we beat them twice.
Who cares about Cincinnati? I don't know a single Cincinnati Bengals fan in the world.
Oh, I do. I know a few.
Oh, sorry. They got to be
saying,
people.
Man. But let's be fair, man.
But I only know one Browns fan. He's cool.
This is the year of the backup quarterback, though. I mean, how many teams had backup quarterbacks that played pretty good?
Yeah, a lot of them, but I see a lot of starters doing what they do.
Okay. Anyway. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, Dallas didn't have to fucking switch their quarterback every week.
Well, I mean, that's because Dak didn't get hurt.
He's only been hurt once.
That's what I'm saying.
The guy's a beast.
I mean, I'm not putting your boy down. Jesus, would you calm down? Fuck. I mean, I know you're on the defensive because Cowboys, I mean, the cry boys, I mean, the whiny boys, the, no, all joking outside. Dak, I think Dak, I mean, he's had a hell of a year this year. I've already told you my concern, if I were a Dallas fan, and I'm not, but my concern, I should say, or what I see, and you mentioned it before we started recording, their pass defenses, their pass rush is amazing. Their pass defense is awesome.
Yep.
Their rush defense is kind of suspect, and they're not really running the ball, man. And I think in this time of year, I mean, you can get by with that shit in Jerry's world, but if you got to go to, and I know they got what seed does the Cowboys?
Number
Second?
2 seed. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's good. That's good. So they got, but eventually, man, they might have to go somewhere else.
Champs. Beat them.
If they do,
Eagles that started off.
Yeah, the NFC least champions. And
your shit.
I'm just messing with you.
You had to fight for that because Philly was just such a beast for
they were, man. I mean, for a while there, I thought, fuck.
For like 2/3 of the season, they were.
Dude, I'm telling you,
miserable.
I thought they were picking up where they left off. And hey, here's the thing, though. Right now, it's all doesn't matter what happened before. It's all. It's the playoffs now, baby. Anything can happen. I mean, there's so many people that are so convinced that certain teams are going to lose that I'm like, and while I understand that, I'm also kind of like, anything can fucking happen. You cannot count any of these teams that are in this game, these playoffs out. I don't give a fuck. Say what you want about my Steelers, and I know they've been inconsistent all year and blah, blah, blah. And let's be honest, the only reason why Pittsburgh got the record they got for the most part, for most of the year, was their defense. Their defense played lights out. It was their offense that was kind of, but they've gotten a lot better. And you can't say all of it's because of Mason Rudolph. I mean, they're run blocking better. The offensive line's playing better. Do I think Mason's given them a spark? Yes, I definitely do. I mean, people need to remember he only started a few games, and when he did, it was the year Big Ben got hurt. He never really got his opportunity. And to be honest with you, I wanted Tomlin to start him over Trubisky. I thought he was a better choice because he'd been in the system longer. He knew the offense. And Trubisky, man, I mean, he's athletic enough, but the guy's an interception machine. He proved it in Chicago. He proved it last year. If I fault Coach Tomlin for anything, it's sticking with Trib as long as he did. They should have made the move to Mason Rudolph far sooner. And as far as Kenny Pickett, look, Kenny, I think you could still be the future, but you just got to do better, kid. Like, I can't blame Tomlin for going with the hot hand, man. And Mason's played well. He has. You got to give him that, man.
Right.
And he even said, they said, well, how'd you? He goes, well, I sat behind Big Ben for like how many years and learned, like when you are studying under a Hall of Famer, you pay attention to what they do and how they do it and how they prep and what, and one thing Mason said that even when he was the second stringer or the third stringer, he always prepared as if he was the first stringer. He studies the playbook back and forth, and that's one thing that they did say is the quarterback room in Pittsburgh, they're all really supportive of each other and they help each other out. So, I think that, I mean, I don't know how far we're going to go. I know nobody gives us a shot in hell to beat Buffalo. I think they're kind of being a little, don't get me wrong, Buffalo has had their back against the wall and they fought and clawed their way to get in that fucking second seed. Congratulations to them. But here's the thing. They're going to be playing in the cold. It's going to be snowing. It's going to be freezing.
In Buffalo, they're built for that.
And so is the Steelers. I don't think this game's going to be the blowout that everybody thinks it's going to be. Now, maybe I'm wrong.
I'm here to tell you, Buffalo cold is worlds apart from Steelers cold.
But the Steelers are built to play in the cold, dude. Power running game and a smothering defense. The only thing is they're not going to have TJ Watt, and that is a huge blow. That is a huge blow. Now, I know that they've addressed that because the longest time they were like, well, they're 1-9 without him. Yeah, but we had no depth at that position. We've got depth now. We got that young rookie who's played really well, Justin. Or what's his name? Nate Herbig, maybe something like that. And I think it's Nate Herbig. I'm going to look. Let's see here. No, it's not Nate. God damn it. What is that rookie?
Look at this guy. Do you guys see this? Look at this guy.
Fuck you.
See this guy? This fucking.
Yeah.
He's burning up all our video to fucking do research now. This fucking guy.
Hey, fuck you, dude. I know his last name's his last name's Herbig. I'm just having a okay, let's see. The one guy though we never got to play because he got hurt. Nick Herbig. There you go. He's kind of like a smaller TJ Watt, and he has played really well as for a rookie. And then we got that Marcus Golden guy, and he ain't no slouch either. Now again, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, and I'm not saying okay. Let me put it this way: my heart says the Steelers, my head says Buffalo. Okay,
I get that, and I feel because Dallas on paper, man, and that's how I defend Tony Romo. So fuck you guys, but Dallas on paper. I mean, Dak Prescott, 4,500 yards this year.
Had a hell of a year.
It's not league leading, but he does lead the league in touchdowns. 35.
He had a heck of a year, man. Yeah. I had him in my fantasy football team, and thank you, Mr.
Tony Pollard, believe it or not, rushed for 1,005 yards this year, man.
Didn't seem like it.
No, it didn't. But it's that Rico Dowdle you got to watch. Every time he gets the ball, he does something. He only had 361.
I don't know why they're not having him run the ball more though.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get that, man. That's what I'm saying. If I'm a Dallas fan, I'm like, what the fuck, man? Run the ball some more. You got to have a balanced offense. I'm a big believer in that. I have no problem with chucking it, but you got to fucking run the ball too, man. If you're just one dimensional, it just makes it easier for the other team to fucking beat you.
Yep.
Just saying.
Yeah, and our defense, man, is pretty good. I mean, Micah
Oh,
Parsons.
dude, I think you're other than the run defense is kind of but your fucking pass defense and your pass rush. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, 14 sacks for my boy Micah Parsons. Deron Bland, league leader in interceptions with 9, man. And we were upset that Trayvon Diggs got hurt. And then this guy just fucking steps up and plays some football. So much so that I think Trayvon Diggs comes back from injury and has to fight for a spot. That's how fucking good Deron Bland is. That guy's a beast. Like I said, league leader in interceptions. My heart says fucking Dallas too. And let's be real, it really should be a Dallas win because Dallas is undefeated at home.
Well, Bill even thinks that, he's joking with you because he's Packers fan. My co-host, the Metal Mike show, folks, which will be making its return in a few months. But anyway, he said, yeah, his heart Packers. He does think it's going to be a good game, though. He doesn't think Dallas is like going to blow up, but he's like, yeah, the Cowboys should win that game. They should. But like I said, with the playoffs, man, anything can happen. And there's some interesting matchups here. I mean, behind you, of course, you got Green Bay and Dallas. You got LA and the Lions. The Rams and the Lions, that's obviously going to be intriguing because you have the Lions' old quarterback going up against the Rams' old quarterback. It's just,
I think,
I have to say, man, I gotta give Sean McVay credit. When they did what they did and they made the trade and they traded off a lot of draft picks to get old fucking, I'm drawing my blank. His name,
Stafford.
What's his name? Huh?
Stafford.
Matthew Stafford, yes.
Yeah, but he went and won him a Super Bowl.
And he did, and it paid off. But I thought, well, they're going to have a few years because they don't have the high draft picks. They're going to have a few years where they're really going to struggle. And god damn, dude, it just goes to show you they might not have had number 1 draft picks, but McVay and his people know how to fucking draft. I mean, fuck did LA get good? Yeah. It seemed to me like when I noticed an improvement was when the Steelers beat them. After that, man, which they gave the Steelers a hard time. I mean, they went toe to toe with the Ravens and very nearly won that game, and they were a team that kind of fought and clawed their way to it. And it was the Steelers by beating the Seahawks that allowed the Rams to claim that wild card spot. So you're welcome, LA. And yeah, man, I think that could be a game.
Welcome, Tennessee. Otherwise, we wouldn't have to hear this bullshit.
Hey, you know what? I've already fucking thanked Tennessee, but you know what? That's what they get. They owed us for disrespecting the terrible towel in 2008, even though they already paid for it when they got eliminated by the Ravens, who then we beat in the AFC Championship on our way to the Super Bowl.
Terrible towel just so I can film myself pissing on it.
Yeah, go ahead, dude. Do that. Please, please do that so I could watch your Cowboys just collapse monumentally.
Oh, yeah, because Bushy has so much to do with how the Cowboys do every year.
That's what's going to happen.
No. I hope to never have to witness a 1 of 15 year with this team again. I've seen them only win 4 since then, and that was painful.
Anyway, with the Rams and the Lions, I mean, again, let's give the Lions coach credit. I mean, he has just turned that organization around. This ain't your daddy's Lions, okay? These guys are good. They're really good. And honestly, that's a game I'm having a hard time picking who winning because I think it could go either way. I really do.
Why don't we get into it, man? It's late.
Sure.
We have to work in the morning.
Yeah, I got to go in early.
We got super wild card weekend. And man, it's a bunch of boring stuff first. It's all that AFC shit. Saturday and then Sunday.
You mean the Superior Conference?
Then all the good stuff starts happening Sunday at 4:30.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, let's dive in. AFC, The
And then of
4:30
course
game.
Monday you can't remember there's a
Oh
Monday
yeah,
game
the
too.
Monday, the She-Gulls and the Bucks, and the Eagles are going to win that easy.
Again, man, I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Oh, we'll come back to it. Let's start off. Let's go in order of the weekend. Saturday, 4:30. Number 5, Cleveland Browns. Number 4, Houston Texans. What do you think?
Ah, man, I'm gonna go Browns and the Texans. That's a tough one because man, you want to talk about a surprise. I thought, well, they got their court because because they traded all those picks with the Browns, which is kind of ironic that these guys are playing each other. They got a plethora of picks for what's his name? Watson? Deshaun Watson, yeah.
Watson, yeah.
And they got a plethora of picks, man, and they get their quarterback and their defensive stud. Boom, boom, back to back. But even with that, I thought, well, the Texans, they're rebuilding. They're going to struggle. Man, tip your fucking cap to D'Amico Ryan and those guys. Man, he had them playing great. The Texans, I mean, they whooped my Steelers' ass, whooped our ass. I
Right.
was like, holy fuck, these guys are for real, man. Now, I know part of them are from the Kyle Shanahan coaching tree, so maybe that also has something to do with it too. That doesn't always mean anything. I mean, look how many Bill Belichick disciples have been absolute failures without him.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but if I got to pick though, man, I'm going to go with the Browns. I think they've just been really hot. That defense is fucking for real. The run game is for real. And you got that old Raven, Joe Flacco, who's very familiar with the AFC and the AFC North. And he's kind of got the fountain of youth going there. And yeah, I think the Browns are going to win, but I think it's going to be a great game. It should be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, I think the Browns could be dangerous in the playoffs. I'm going to call it right now. I think they could be very deadly. They could be very dangerous in the playoffs. So I'm going to go with the Browns. What say you, Bush?
Well, this is what I like is Mike obviously has a lot more time to watch ESPN and read up and study up. He's not nearly the tube head that I am. Um, so I'm not uber familiar with how well either of these teams are doing. And I say that just to be honest, just to be factual, just to be not pathetically subjective, but almost pathetically objective. But I'm going to be very subjective here. I have a soft spot for the Browns. I remember when Quincy Carter was quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, the Browns, like in the last 3 or 4 games, squeaked their way into the playoffs. But when I say squeaked, I don't say it derogatorily. I mean, these motherfuckers were not even like they were in the hunt, but who in the hunt ever gets in? Unless somebody else helps you. No, these guys, they got in by winning these last 3 or 4 games, like in the last minute of play. Like they were down, came back and won, or they were ahead by just a couple.
They clawed their way into it.
Yeah, they fought their way in. So I have a real soft spot for that dog pound defense, dude. I gotta say, I'm calling this one for the Browns, not because I know anything about the Texans at all, because I don't care.
Well, I've seen the Texans play it. Also, Bill has NFL
Well, they're that bullshit Texas team. We all know the only
red zone.
team is Dallas.
Red zone, NFL red zone. And so I got to see some of the Texans and stuff. And as I said, I saw them whip the Steelers ass. I was like, fuck, man.
Yeah,
You
red zone
know?
shit, dude. 6 fucking
Yeah.
games going on at once. I can't keep
Right.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, right. And I mean the way CJ Stroud is rookie's playing, but he is a rookie. And I think against that Cleveland Browns defense, he's going to hit a wall. And again, maybe part of that's just because of my respect for everybody in the division. I may talk shit on the Browns and the Bengals and the Ravens, but I fucking respect each and every one of those organizations and every one of those teams, man.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's the black and blue division of the AFC North. I don't see how anybody can fucking debate that.
Oh,
Like
and I'll fuck with you all day long, but those guys are bruisers. That's bruiser fucking football.
fucking right it is, and that's why I respect him as much as I do. And if you want to talk about teams who clawed their way in, I remember this team that was the first 6th team to win the Super Bowl. They clawed, they were on this one game away from elimination. And after that, they didn't lose a game
hold
all
on.
the way to the big one and won it. And their quarterback got to retire or not their quarterback, but their running back, their legendary running back got to retire on top.
Nice.
Anyway.
Let me pause this. I got to pause.
Okay.
Sorry.
Gotta make sure I look good.
Bushy had to take a leak, so I did a wardrobe change because I'm such a Cowboys fan that, I could do that.
He has to change outfits like a girl.
Yes. Yes, I do. I'm Taylor Swift.
Oh,
Speaking of Taylor Swift, the second game on Saturday, I'll actually be home from work. I can fall asleep watching this boring shit. Number 6 seed Miami Dolphins at number 3 seed Kansas City Chiefs on Peacock Network. I'm assuming it's going to be on NBC too. Look,
I'm not sure about that. And the thing that's weird about Peacock is if you signed up when it first started, it's free. But now if you sign up for it, they expect you to pay. Yeah. See, I still have mine because I signed up, a long time ago.
Yeah. I have every game no matter what. If you want to know how to get that.
I know the Chiefs have been kind of having their issues. Miami, they're a dynamic team. They're a flashy team. Good. They're a very fast team, like boom, boom, boom. Kind of reminds me
they're as fast as Dallas's defense, but all across the board.
Kind of reminds me of the Greatest Show on Turf a little bit, the St. Louis Rams of '99, because they would just strike, boom, 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 boom. The difference though between the Rams is the Rams actually beat teams that did not struggle against teams that were over 500, and the Dolphins do. Even when they have beaten them, they've barely beaten them.
Yeah, Cowboys.
Because of that, and because they're going to be playing in Kansas City, which apparently is going to be the coldest day of the year.
Yeah, it'll be 10 degrees in Kansas City. But here's my question. Because everyone's like, oh yeah, Miami's coming to Kansas City. It's going to be 10 fucking degrees. Blah, 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 blah. But look, Kansas City doesn't play in 10 degrees a whole lot.
But they're more acclimated to the cold than fucking Miami is. And you just remember what Bill said before we started recording, that I forget if it's a certain degree, that if it's below a certain degree, Miami struggles and most of the time loses.
45
degrees. Who knows? They could come in and fucking pull an upset. It's possible. The Chiefs are still a good team, but they are not the juggernaut they were last year or the last few years. They're not. They're just not, clearly.
Mahomes is a pretty good quarterback, and he's pretty fucking accurate. I hate the guy.
Why do you hate him?
Because I hate his stupid fucking haircut. That's really all that bothers me about that guy. I like his stupid commercials. They make me laugh. I
think they're hilarious.
He's amazing on the football field, and he's accurate all the time. It seems like every time I see a missed or a dropped pass, I'm like, dude, it was right there.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. Some of these receivers cannot.
Such a great quarterback.
Whatever Kansas City does next year, brother, they got to get themselves some receivers, man. I don't care if they do it through free agency. I don't care if they do it through the draft, but they got to get some motherfuckers that can catch the fucking ball, man.
For real.
I mean, because there's a lot of games that I think,
I said, but leave CD Lamb alone.
Oh, leave CD. Oh, well, that's not going to happen. CD ain't going to go anywhere. You really think he's going to leave the Cowboys?
No, he's about to get a cushy contract, especially.
Think about right, exactly, dude. Like for real, man. If anybody offers him any more money, he's gonna go CD's nuts. You know what I mean? See what I did there?
He's no. I'm here in Jerry's world, and in Jerry's world, they do that Jerry Maguire thing. They show me the money.
Right, they sure do. So yeah, I think that I'm gonna pick Kansas City to win. But look, I could be wrong. I am not a fucking soothsayer here, folks.
I'm not a soothsayer either, but I'm going to go with you. It's Kansas City. And I say it's at least by 2 touchdowns. At least by 2 touchdowns. I just think, I think Kansas City's a better team. Miami, yeah, they've done some impressive stuff, but I don't see them going into that environment. And remember, Kansas City, man, dude, loudest stadium in the NFL. Like they took it away from the Seahawks. The 12th man moved to fucking Kansas City. I don't see Miami coming in there and doing anything.
I will look. I'm not sure. I don't know if it'll be a blowout or not. It all depends. I mean,
2 touchdowns.
they got a lot of weapons on that Miami team, dude. And Tyreek Hill's going to be incredibly
Would you have felt better if
motivated.
I said by 10 instead of 2 touchdowns?
Yeah, because I think that's more. I mean, who knows, Bushy? You could be right. It could be a blowout. Who knows how these games are going to go out? We don't know, really. I
Right.
mean, we're only guessing. As I said, I'm picking the Chiefs to win, but I don't know if I'd say it's going to be like handedly. I don't know though. They are playing in the cold. That's their kryptonite. It just fucking flat out is. And you could tell they were bumming when fucking Tua throws that interception to the Bills. I watched that game, by the way. And fucking, and I watched it mainly because I was kind of curious to who the Steelers are going to have to face, And I remember going, just the look on that coach's face was like, fuck, we're gonna have to go to Kansas City in the fucking cold. That's what he was thinking, man. Because it's like, dude, I mean, whoever wins that game wins the division. And I could be wrong, but I think Buffalo would have been the 6th seed anyway. They would have been the 6th seed, but because the Jaguars choked like bitches, and Pittsburgh took care of
That's
business.
what Dallas was looking at, was number 2 or number 6.
Right. And but Dallas definitely took care of business, man, and at the end of the day, when you're in that situation, all you can do is, I mean, the thing that made me proud of the Steelers is they did win out. They didn't fucking lose and then get in. That would have bothered me. And as I said, if they played Mason Rudolph sooner, I'm not so sure we would have had to fucking have anybody fucking lose. Think about it. There's 2 games I think we could have won if Mason, maybe not, but I think we would have had a better shot at winning because Mr. fucking, I'm an interception machine, Trubisky, kept throwing the goddamn ball to the other fucking team. Hey, let me throw in quadruple coverage. Not a good idea, Mitch.
I don't remember.
And if I fault Tomlin for anything, it's that. But be that as it may,
I can
back
say
to
this much. I can back you in this much because I'm going to be honest. I haven't watched a single Steelers game. Not even the
Mhm.
Buffalo. No, Buffalo's playing the Steelers. I haven't watched a single Steelers game, but watching something. I don't know if it was Talking Cowboys. Because I remember there was a lot of Cowboys talk in that episode. But I remember someone talking about Pitt and saying the exact same thing. If you put Mason Rudolph in earlier, maybe those L's are W's. I remember I heard that from an analyst, not just 2 schmucks that watch football a lot.
Right. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people
Analyst.
feel that way. A lot of the Steeler fans in Pittsburgh and out of Pittsburgh, like myself, feel that way. We just feel like, because I was like, they should be playing Mason. I said it at the time. I'm like, Coach, what are you doing, man? If I could fault Tomlin for anything, and I do think, I know sometimes, people, there's a lot of people, and don't get me wrong, there's times, I mean, we've had some late season collapses, and we haven't won a playoff game since I think 2016. So I understand the frustration of Steeler fans. At the same time, though, do you know how hard it is to win in the National Football League? And that man has never had a losing season. You have to give him credit for that.
Yes.
That's number one. Secondly, he has been able to win when he hasn't really had, like, I remember when Ben went out for the whole year and he almost made, he went 8-8 that year. He very nearly made the playoffs with fucking Duck Hodges. Okay. And then since Ben is retired, he's still winning football games. Now, for the longest, he wins with Cowers players. He wins because he's got a Hall of Fame quarterback. You can't say that about the man anymore. And yet he's still finding ways to win.
Yeah.
So
I like that. What's the name? Is it Tomlinson? Is that your
Mike
coach?
Tomlin?
Tomlin. I like that coach. He's a guy I'd like to. That kind of mentality, that kind of work ethic, that kind of
sure,
and fucking run. I would like to see that guy in Dallas.
Oh God,
I'd be okay with him in Dallas.
Well, it's funny, man. Because he'll say fun
say,
things.
oh God, but everyone's like, oh, you take Brady in Dallas, and I was like, no, fuck him.
Well, hear me
He
out.
can go anywhere but Dallas, and he went to Tampa Bay and won a fucking Super Bowl. How
When a
is
few
that?
years ago, it's been a few years ago, and Terry Bradshaw said that he didn't think Tomlin was a great coach. He said, I think he's a good coach, but he said, I don't put him up there with somebody like Chuck Noll. And some people said, oh my God, and they just freaked out about it. When they asked Tomlin about it, he's like, well, I respect Terry, and I appreciate, I respect his opinion. Of course, I don't agree with it, but then I've always been a Thomas Hollywood Henderson fan myself. And he smiled real big. And we all know if you know your football history, that's the Super Bowl where he shot his mouth off saying that Bradshaw couldn't spell cat if you spotted him the C and the T.
Yeah.
And then and then he was whining and crying like a little bitch when we beat him.
Exactly.
But hey, be that as it may, the fact of the matter is, I thought it was funny that Coach said that. He's got a good sense of humor. And the other thing I do appreciate about Mike Tomlin is he doesn't make excuses. If we lose, he fucking doesn't candy coat it. He doesn't go, oh, well, No, he's like, hey, we just got our fucking face punched in, man. That's literally what he said when San Francisco whipped our ass at the beginning of the year. He said, we just got our teeth kicked in. There's no other way for me to put it but that. You got to respect that. You got to respect that.
It's a beast of a fucking team, man. They beat us.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
They're
and I think maybe Pittsburgh, because there was a lot of preseason hype with Kenny Pickett, and there was a lot of I think the team started believing their own hype. I think they came in there. I mean, I didn't pick the Steelers to win that game. I certainly didn't think we were going to get destroyed like we did. And it was really like, oh my God, but it also made me realize, fuck, just how great because the Niners are the team to beat in the NFL. I'm going to call it right now. I hate to say it, but I got to be objective.
I would be surprised if it's not a Niners Ravens Super Bowl. I would be surprised.
I know that's a lot of people's pick. It's not Bill. Bill thinks it's going to be the Bills.
I'd rather it was Cowboys Ravens.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you would.
But that's just because my girlfriend's nephew's a Ravens fan. And I would just love Dallas and that defense to come in there and make Lamar Jackson their bitch.
Ain't gonna happen. The only defense that's made Lamar Jackson look like a bitch is the Steelers. And if you don't believe me, look at the stats. Anyway, he doesn't play that good against the Steelers. We have his number. He destroys everybody else, but not us.
Anyway.
Bam.
All right. So we're both going Kansas City, obviously.
Yeah, I think Kansas City's going to win this one. Yeah, I really do. Hey, everybody in the tournament has a shot.
Yeah, they all have a shot. You don't have to kiss her ass.
I'm not kissing anybody's fucking ass, dude. I'm just saying, because the thing is, man, if I'm certain teams, I'm not going to be all fucking nervous, because there's certain teams that have nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose.
Yeah, and
they can play relaxed and just play football.
Yeah, well, that's what we're getting into.
Yeah, we are.
Sunday, the good day of football-ish. I mean, it's great at 4:30. But at 1 o'clock, we got to finish up this. We got to
Mr. I like the Bills. Fucking shut up.
We got to finish up this AFC tripe with my favorite fucking AFC team, the number 2 Buffalo Bills, playing at home against your number 7.
Go Cardinals. Okay, sorry.
Pittsburgh Steelers. I think it's obvious. I mean, to me, it's obvious. Just looking at the season. Bills win this game.
You think? Wow, what a hot take, Bushy.
I think it's obvious. It's like, why try to sugarcoat it? Why try to fucking... No. I just, it's Bills win.
Well, and here's
I would be surprised.
There's a lot of things.
Because
as much as the Steelers have clawed their way, the Bills even more so. I mean, they were on the brink of elimination, and they fought their way back, not just to get in the tournament. They got the number 2 seed. That's impressive.
Yeah,
that is impressive. I already told you how I feel. My heart's going to say the Steelers, but my head. Yeah, the Bills. The Bills should win this game, which means another playoff drought for us. Is like, we haven't won any playoff games in a while, and that's when people are going to start criticizing Tomlin again. And I do understand it, but at the same time, my fellow Steeler fans, just kind of lower your expectations. I mean, the fact we even got in is pretty impressive, and a lot of it has to do with our defense. And who's our number 1 guy on defense? Who's our number 1 player overall? TJ Watt. Well, he's not playing. And
Yeah.
that's a huge blow. That's a huge blow for Pittsburgh. And I know they've got more depth in that position, and that's all well and good. And I'm sure they're going to play well. I think it's going to be a good game, though. I don't think it's going to be this blowout like some experts are saying it's
I
going to be.
don't, I
I
don't.
really don't. And I'll tell you why.
Football.
Pittsburgh's at the top of the league in turnover ratio. We take the ball away. Who throws interceptions all the time? Mr. Josh fucking Allen. Because let's be honest, and I like Josh Allen. To me, he's Big Ben on steroids. Yeah, I said it. He reminds me a lot of Ben.
Big credit to Dak Prescott when he said he wasn't going to throw a lot of interceptions this year. He fucking meant it.
Yes. But Josh has. I mean, he turned the ball over 2 or 3 times against Miami, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
So, and let's be honest, they've been on a roll. They've been winning all these games in a row. Sooner or later, your luck's going to run out. So while I'm picking the Bills to win, I'm not going to be shocked if Pittsburgh pulls an upset. I think a lot of people are totally underestimating them. And the Steelers absolutely have nothing to lose. They have nothing to fucking lose, man. So they can play kind of relaxed and just do their thing. I think if they can run the ball effectively like they have been, and Buffalo's not that great against the run. Keep Josh Allen on the fucking sideline. Play power football. Shove the ball down their fucking throat. Score every time you do. Defense fucking gets after Allen, gets turnovers. They do that, they have a fucking shot at winning this game. If they don't, they're gonna fucking lose. Because the thing is, Bill pointed out, which is kind of true, the pattern I've seen with Allen is he might have a bad game, but then the next game he lights it up.
Yeah.
So he could totally tear us a new ass. I don't know. Maybe I am being hopeful. Maybe I'm not really, though, because I've been I haven't, and you know this, I've not been high on. I didn't even think we were going to make the playoffs, Bushy. I told you that more than once.
We had that conversation last week.
Yeah.
Week 18, me and Metal Mike are talking on the phone. And I said, look, Metal Mike, listen, if Dallas walks out of this game with a loss as a number 6 seed in the NFC, I'm here to tell you right now, it's because Washington is not going to play Dallas soft. They're going to play them fucking hard.
And they did for a minute.
Yeah. For
a minute.
I was like nervous, but I was like, if Washington wins, I'm not surprised. Dallas, shit team on the road, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, shit team 3-5 on the road. Or 4-5, I'm sorry, with the win against Washington. I said, teams, for whatever fucking reason, play the Cowboys hard because we're America's team. They play the Cowboys hard every fucking time.
Bro, that's not just the Cowboys. There's certain teams that elicit that response that I've noticed that people play really hard.
No, I mean teams in general. When they play,
no, I know what you're saying. No matter who Dallas is playing, they give Dallas a hard time. It's the same thing with Pittsburgh. I mean, dude, there's times where there's teams I'm thinking, man, we should fucking destroy them, and they beat us. And I'm like, what the fuck? But then I realize, oh, it's because it's the Steelers. And the Packers are one of those teams too, where people play the Packers hard, no matter who it is. It's because of the fact when you have these storied franchises, and we'll throw New England in there too.
Now, because
I know they've kind of waned, but I'm just saying in general.
Doesn't matter.
They have been a dominant franchise for 20 fucking years, man. You got to tip your cap to them, even if there is a little bit of smoke with the fire.
Sure.
Flakegate and Spygate or whatever the fuck, like there's some shady shit going on there. But with that being said, I mean, those teams, people are going to play you harder. They're just going to give you a harder time, man. When you're a really good team and you're beating, and you become one of those. I mean, these guys aren't just teams; they're legacies. They're franchises. They're, and those teams have achieved that because, I mean, go down your list of how many great Cowboy players there are, or Steeler players, or Packers and Patriots. Even it just goes on and on and on, especially with Dallas and Pittsburgh, bro.
Oh yeah, dude. Dallas and Pittsburgh, man. What a storied franchise in the 70s.
Yeah. And then you go and you guys do your thing in the 90s.
Yep.
The Steelers got ultra competitive in the 90s. We didn't win the big one, but by God, we fucking had a defense that people feared again. And then You know, and then in the early aughts, man, we're right there with the Patriots. I mean, we went to 3 Super Bowls and won 2. So, I mean, you're talking about, you know, yeah, legacy. And when you have a legacy, I mean, there's even times I've heard the Steelers fight say it's a 5-star match because we're in it, baby.
Yeah.
Well, there's truth to that. And it's the same thing with the Cowboys. And then when you have 2 teams like that have that pedigree, like, come
Do
on,
you think
how
you
many
think
times have the
number
Steelers
7 squeaked into the fucking playoffs, comes in and beats the Bills?
I didn't say that. I did not say that. I just said I'm not going to be shocked if they do. And I'll tell you why, because the Bills as a franchise just has a horrible history of fucking choking. Okay, so you got to throw that into context. I don't give
Yeah,
a fuck.
but when they choke in the Super Bowl.
Dude, they've choked in the playoffs before. They choked. There's been times they should have won. And I think when they beat the Bengals, they should have beat the Bengals. There's been a lot of times they have lost playoff games where I'm like, with that talent and that quarterback and that team, they shouldn't have lost that fucking game. But here's one of the things, man. I know they've been, James Cook's become their runner and they're running the football more, which is good and that's smart.
Yeah.
Because I do think that's one of the things the Bills have been lacking is a really powerful running game. And it seems like they're getting better in that direction. I still think they need a really big fucking monster fucking running back to knock people's dick in the dirt.
Yeah. Well,
But
to that in the next game.
we'll see, we'll see. I mean, it all depends. If Najee and Mason and all them have a good game, I think this could be a really competitive game, man. And if the Steelers go down, but they go down on their shield, then I'll be proud of them. If they could get blown out, yeah, it's going to break my heart. It's going to bum me out. And that could happen too. The Bills are a damn good team, man. A lot of fucking talent. A lot of talent. And
That
the
Bills
Steelers,
Mafia is fucking loud and they travel. So all teams should fear the fucking Bills because they travel.
yeah, they do. Steeler fans travel too, though. There'll be some Steelers there. There'll be
I'm
some
sure.
Steeler fans there.
There was
That's number one. And secondly, the one thing I also wanted to point out is Bill had pointed out that the Packers were one of the youngest team in the NFL. Well, if you look through the Steelers, and especially considering how many rookies are playing, most of the rookies that Omar Khan drafted this year are playing for the team. They're starting. That says everything I need to know about last year's draft. I think he knocked it out of the park. I think the Steelers are a team that is going to be on the rise. I think if we can get our quarterback situation figured out, we're going to be fucking hard to beat again. I'm not talking this season. I'm talking in the future. So I'm optimistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, and the whole division is going to be fucking tough.
It is.
I mean, none of those teams are slouches. They're all for fucking real now. So it should be really interesting to see what happens in the next few years.
Oh, yeah.
But be that as it said, man, I'm still proud of my Steelers, even though they kind of had to have somebody lose to get in. At the end of the day, though, that's on Jacksonville. Them motherfuckers take care of business. Maybe instead of fucking stomping on the terrible towel and acting like dicks, you could have fucking won and took your victory and been humble about it. But you had to go shit on Pittsburgh. So now you paid for it.
Yeah.
There's a thing called the curse of the terrible town. I used to laugh at it, but I don't anymore. Every time somebody does that, something shitty happens to them.
Well, I'm here to tell you, Josh Allen's going to have a shitty season next year because he is the cover of Madden.
Oh.
So, yeah, I had to tell my girlfriend about the Madden curse. She didn't know what that was. I'm like, look, listen, let me run this down for you.
It is kind of true.
There's 1 year. There's 1 year there's no Madden curse. And that's because John Madden was on the fucking cover.
Right. He wasn't playing no more.
Yeah. I mean, he's gone. Rest in peace, John Madden. Oh, man. So, yeah, we both picked the Bills. Now, this one, 4:30.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Fuck that. I'm not going to. Fuck it, Steelers. Fuck you.
You're picking the Bills, right?
No, I'm taking Steelers.
You're taking the Steelers. Okay.
I am. God damn it. I'm a fan. I gotta pick my boys. Like I said, though, my heart says Steelers. My head says Bills, but I'm going to go with my heart.
All right, cool. I respect that.
And everybody can make fun of me afterwards, but that's okay.
Fuck them. Who cares?
Hey, you know what? It's okay.
Don't even know them. And if
nobody expects us to win anyway, so if we do, hey, awesome. And I'll tell you right now.
If you do, next week's full force fucking football is gonna be amazing.
Well, I'll tell you what. If they win, I'm going to be super proud of them. To the fact that if they don't win another playoff game, it don't matter. To me, it was a successful season. Just because if they go into Buffalo and beat that really good team that's fucking on fire right now.
Yeah.
Coach Tomlin, you the man. But we'll see. We'll see. But I got it. My heart says Steelers. My head says Bills, but I'm going to go with my heart, man.
I respect that. 4:30, number 7, Green Bay Packers, who also squeaked in at the undefeated at home in like 14 or 15 games.
First time for everything.
Dallas Cowboys.
Did you hear what I said under my breath?
Yeah. I hear you. I hear you talking your shit. With the all-time leading, or not all-time, the 2023-24 football season leading pass down or touchdown passer, Dak Prescott, with the number 1 interception king after Trayvon Diggs went down, DaRon Bland, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Jake Ferguson. Man, I don't look. There's a part of me this Cowboys tard, okay?
We all know you're going to pick the Cowboys. It's cool, dude. Pick them.
But look.
But I think they really got, I mean,
I'm going to go full Cowboys tard. I'm going Cowboys tard on this. I think Green Bay comes in, and with that subpar team that squeaked into the playoffs, I think Dallas decimates them at home.
All right.
I think they decimate them. If not 2-3 touchdown win over the Green Bay Packers to send them fucking packing their cheese right up their ass home. I think this is the year we get our revenge on the Green Bay Packers, and we get it not with panache and style, but with dirty dick down your fucking throat while you're puking all over the ball sack. We smash these fuckers. Because Dez caught it. It was confirmed 2 or 3 seasons later.
Oh, let it go, Bushy.
So we're going to get our revenge on.
Shitty call. I'll grant you. It was. You got robbed.
We're going to get it.
All right, cool. Maybe I hope you do.
Next week, I don't know. But this week is a play win for Dallas.
Can I ask you a question? And you can be honest. Do you think the Steelers are going to, you said they're going to lose. Do you think they're going to make a game of it, or do you think they're going to get obliterated? Be honest. I won't get mad.
I think it's not going to be obliterated, but I don't think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be one of those in between, a touchdown, 10 points, maybe 12. Maybe they get a safety.
Oh, I think ain't the Bills favored by 9 points or something like that?
Yeah, which was 3 field goals. Ugh.
Yeah, 9 or 10 points is what I heard.
If it came down to field goals, I would take fucking Aubrey all day long. I mean, he got 1 blocked, and I hate that counts as a miss because that's some bullshit. Because he did bang that one off the fucking goalpost against Washington.
I'm hoping it's a really good game. I just want my Steelers to show up and play well. If they lose, as long as they lose if they fall down on their shield, I don't have a problem with my team.
About the Steelers, we're sucking the Cowboys' dick right now.
No, fuck the Cowboys. They're going to lose anyway. We all know the Packers are going to come in. They got their number. They've historically had Cowboys' number. No, I'll joke around aside. I'm picking Cowboys. I mean, I think that the Cowboys, they're playing at home. That's a tremendous advantage for them playing in Jerry's world. I think
for whatever reason, they're nasty at fucking home.
Yeah,
they're blowing people out in fucking Jerry.
And I think that, I mean, this is George Love's first playoff game. Now maybe Green Bay's going to come in with that. Like, fuck, we ain't got nothing to lose. Nobody's expecting us to win. I don't really know. Do you know what the spread is between these guys?
No.
I was just curious.
I don't know.
Bill thinks the Cowboys are going to win too, but he thinks it's going to be a pretty good game. And it could be. I mean, usually though, let's be honest, when the Packers and the Cowboys do play each other, it's usually a pretty competitive game. So, but I think the Cowboys, that defense, I don't see the Packers. I know the Packers have got a good D, but I don't see him. You know what? I think CeeDee Lamb's going to be like CeeDee's nuts on my way to the end zone, guys. Yeah. That's what I think is going to happen.
We got other guys. We got Brandon Cooks, who fucking steps up and catches shit.
Oh yeah, yeah. Your tight end.
Pollard,
You got a really good.
Pollard, when they fucking run him out and let
Well,
him.
when they throw him the ball, they should be
Yeah,
throwing. They should be throwing Pollard more passes. And your
well,
tight end.
that's what they were doing in
What's
Washington.
your tight end's name?
Jake Ferguson,
He's pretty good. He's
dude.
pretty good.
If
He's a big target.
you look at the touchdowns and the first downs and all that, all these big plays, he had CeeDee Lamb.
Didn't Jake have a big game against Washington last week?
Ferguson did.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
Tony Pollard did.
Yeah. 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 Now Pollard's doing something.
Yeah.
Motherfucker. When I need him to do
Real.
shit all year, I'll never draft that motherfucker again. Just like a Cowboy to let me down.
Oh my God. Here we go. So Cowboys win. I say by 2.5, 3 touchdowns. Easy. 2 touchdowns and a field goal or 3 touchdowns.
I don't know about all that, dude.
I think they're going to decimate Green Bay. I think they're
that's just because that's what you want to happen.
Well, maybe. But I also know the 2 different teams, and Green Bay squeaked in. Dallas, they were in the playoffs 3 weeks ago, dude.
So good for Dallas.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the team. Look, everybody always goes, and they got the teams who are like Bill says on cruise control. Now, I'm not going to say Dallas was on cruise control.
No, we've lost.
There's a few teams in this tournament. They might not be in this round, but they were on cruise control. And those motherfuckers, they're going to have a week off. They're going to, good for them. Good for them. And then some team who's fucking been battle hardened and been fucking fighting and clawing is going to smack them in the lips. And they're not going to like it. They're going to be like, okay. And I'm not saying that's the case with Dallas.
No, it's going to be San Francisco to get smacked in the lips. I'm going to love it.
Okay. All right, buddy. Okay. Next game. Sunday, 7 p.m.
Oh, 8:15 for all of us real people.
Yeah, whatever. 7 p.m. my time. Fuck off.
That's why the East is the best, man, because time zones, they matter.
Real.
But nobody cares about the rest.
No, we only let you do that so you get a false illusion about yourself. Because we all know the Midwest is the fucking heartland and the soul, the fucking backbone of America.
Yes, thank you for my bread and vegetables. Now,
the backbone of this country.
Yes.
And the most loyal fan base to fucking music and bands. Where the East Coast and West Coast are all fucking trendy.
I know. Thank you so much for making Sammy Hagar relevant. Now,
you're welcome.
That's obviously for you guys that don't know, if you're watching this just because it's a football show. Metal Mike's a Sammy Hagar solo, a Montrose fan, and a Van Hagar hater. I'm a Van Halen fan with David Lee Roth and 2 Sammy albums, and fuck Gary Sharon. So the Sammy,
don't even mention him. And God, I fucking hate Extreme though. Yeah, Extreme sucks. Yeah, I said it. I fucking said it.
Yeah, they're extreme. Oh,
God.
Oh, your guitar player plays fast. So did fucking George Lynch. So what?
I'll take Docking over Extreme any day of the week and twice on fucking Sunday.
Yeah. Extreme.
I've never gotten it. And I've had friends of mine that are musicians that will try to play me their stuff and go, and I'm going, dude, it just doesn't grab me. Yes, Nuno's an amazing guitar player. I'll grant him that. But those guys their songs just don't grab me. I don't know. You know, and I don't think I'm alone. It's not like Extreme was this, this extremely popular band. See what I did there? But anyway,
song.
Yeah, that song sucks. Rams,
anything more than fucking words. And then they did that other one. What was that other one?
I don't know. You just made me want to throw up my mouth.
I know, but that's their claim to fame. More than words.
I don't know. They suck. Anyway.
Wholehearted. No, it's like enough's enough. Who cares? Los Angeles Rams, the number 6 seed versus the Detroit Lions.
The number 3 seed.
Number 3, who played a hell of a game against Dallas, and they fucked up. Sorry. They could buy it. Not a bad call. Listen to the play.
Hey, you know what? The pendulum is swaying your way, so I don't want to hear about the fucking Des Bryant catch anymore, okay?
Okay, whatever. Go back and listen.
Because it's for real, man. The fucking, the Lions got screwed. We all know they got screwed, but shit happens, dude. It happens to every team. Don't cry about it. Rams and Lions. Because sometimes real teams fucking overcome that bullshit and win anyway. Sometimes you have to beat the refs too, ladies and gentlemen. Oh. Yeah, I said it. All right, Rams, Lions. Man,
at
this
all the
one's a tough one.
non-called holding calls against my boy fucking Micah Parsons.
Well, who you talking to? They do it to TJ
Look,
Watt
look, you
constantly.
see my Cowboys thing, but don't think because I took off my number 11 jersey, I'm still repping Parsons.
Look, man, I'm just saying they do it to Watt all the time. I mean, JJ Watt, his brother, says it all the time. He's like, man, and dude, I watch it every game. He's getting held.
Yeah.
Sometimes egregiously, and nobody throws a flag, man. There was one game I saw where the dude had his fucking arm around TJ's throat. And
Yeah.
he's holding him and got it. They do it to Micah. They do it to Miles Garrett. They do it to any of those
Micah
dominant
in the
pass
face
rushers.
mask holding him off,
Yeah.
holding his fucking
Oh, yeah.
or his short so he can't run. It's like, dude, you motherfucker, shut up.
Yeah. They do it all the time, man. When you got a guy
still
like
got
Micah,
14 sacks this season.
you know, yeah. Well, look how many TJ got. And look how many Miles Garrett got. I mean, those guys are studs. They're monsters. They're beasts. They're on a whole other level.
Yeah, those guys are just.
And that guy for the Vegas Raiders is pretty fucking good too. Crosby, he's really good.
Yeah.
They got some good fucking defensive players in the NFL.
Yeah,
and I'm a defensive guy because I'm a Steeler, you know.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah.
smash mouth football, not pussy shit.
This is a good era for defensive football for sure.
All right, man. Despite the fact of the rules and them trying to pussify everything. Okay, we got Rams, Lions. Man, dude, this one's tough for me. I think this game could go either way. I really do, man. I mean, you flip a fucking coin. I mean, I think the Rams have an excellent shot, though, because that Kyron Williams guy is a beast. And the Lions aren't that great against the run, bro.
Oh, they're not.
I think this could be a shootout. I think this could be it's going to be a really good game. I think both offenses match up really, really well. I think maybe the Rams might be better against the run than the Lions. I don't know all their stats. But because the Lions have been such a sorry franchise for so long, and also because the Rams used to be in St. Louis until they were bitches and they left us, I'm going to pick Lions. I'm picking the Lions, man. It may be personal, but that's what I'm doing. I'm going to pick the Lions to win this. I think this ain't your daddy's Lions. I think Dan Campbell's done a lot of great things with this team. And even if they lose, the Lions are definitely headed in the right direction. They're trending. They're only going to get better.
I do not disagree. I think the Lions take chances. I think the Lions are very, very fucking aggressive, sometimes to their own detriment when you're up against a good defense. But I don't think the Rams have that defense. I think this is a tight game.
And there's that one kid who played that they drafted that plays for Michigan State who's a monster too. He's a great defensive player, and I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah, I can't either. I just know that they're both really good teams, and I'm kind of with you. I'm picking the Lions, but only by 2 or 3. I think it's going to be a close game. I think that one's going to be a nail biter.
Yeah, I do too.
All right. Well, good to see we're in agreement.
Aiden Hutchinson, that kid's a beast.
Yeah.
Now, all right, man. Do you want to go
game.
For Monday night game? Eagles, Buccaneers.
Number 5 versus number 4. If I'm going to go ahead and take this because the Eagles have just totally imploded. They've just totally imploded. If the coach, the front office coordinator, the secretary that brings the owner coffee, if anybody can scream at these fuckers and get them to understand who the fuck they are and what they accomplished until they fell the fuck apart. If they can do that, it's a blowout. It's an absolute blowout. If not, Eagles by 2. Eagles by 2. Tampa Bay, it's another team. Oh, yeah. Oh, the NFC South. Is that even a fucking division? It's such a... Come on. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares. We won 6 games. Woo, we're division champs or whatever it is. I mean, it's ridiculous. Eagles win this game. It's a give me. Now they can either show up and be the Eagles that we've seen last year and for the first 2/3 of this season, or they can show up and be the team that we saw the last third of the season. And that's horrible. Either way, the Eagles beat the Bucks. There's
Oh,
no
so you're not giving the Buccaneers
the,
any
the
chance.
Bucks don't have a snowball's chance in hell.
All right. That's all right.
And I hate the fucking Eagles, dude. Fuck the Eagles. I loved blowing them out at home. After all the Eagles fans talked all that shit to beat the Cowboys by what, like 5 or 8? It wasn't a lot.
I mean, yeah, again,
Fuck the Eagles.
on paper,
Just
the
saying.
Eagles should destroy the Bucks.
Yes. They should destroy.
But
I'm saying
Tampa Bay still got a good defense. They got a pretty good running game. If they don't make any mistakes and they can capitalize on if the Eagles keep fucking up like they've been fucking up,
yeah, which Eagles are we
I could see a upset here, Bushy. I'm sorry, dude. I don't see this as a blowout. I don't. The Eagles better take care of business. They better get their shit together. They better start. Again, and it could happen. Like, because you got to remember,
Look, I said if
postseason's all new season.
Look,
Everything that happened before doesn't matter now.
Damn it, listen, I'm gonna turn your mic down.
We're all 0-0.
Listen. If the Eagles play like they played in the first 2/3 of the season, this is no contest.
I agree.
If the Eagles play like they played in the last third, I still think they beat the Bucks, but they don't beat them by a lot. They don't beat them by a touchdown. Maybe a field goal. That's why.
But either way, the Eagles are going
to
to win. You're picking Philly to win. Yes, on paper, I think even now with the Eagles having the issues they've been having, they should destroy Tampa Bay.
I don't think they should destroy
them. But well, I mean, if we were talking, I said, if we're talking on paper, if they were playing, hear me out. If they were playing like they were earlier in the year, they should destroy them. I don't know, man. It all depends. I mean, it's just, man, football, the NFL is unpredictable anyway. There's always a game where you're like, huh, where the fuck did that come from? There's always upsets.
Yes.
Even more so in the playoffs, because again, we're all 0-0. It doesn't matter if Tampa Bay's record was 9-8 and they barely got in, their division sucks. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, man, it all depends on what you do on that field for that time. And that's why I say any of these fuckers have a shot. You know, we can all sit here and talk shit and go, oh, well, there's no way Miami's going to beat Kansas. There's no, hey, you don't fucking know that for sure. Stranger things have happened.
That would be my favorite upset, because you got Miami where like, oh, it's cold, it's 60 degrees. Fuck you, bitch. You're going to 10. Or go up to Buffalo when it's minus 20 and snowing, because people say it can't snow if it's under 32 degrees. Oh, no, fuck you. I've seen it snow at minus 37. Fuck you. You don't know what you're talking about. You know, if Miami was to go into a place like Buffalo or Kansas City where it's only going to be 10 degrees and win a game, dude, I'll be like, maybe this fucking
Whoa, dude, they're saying it's going to be 25 degrees high and 17 degrees with wind and snow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fucking
you mean Steelers of Buffalo?
Yeah. Buffalo versus Pittsburgh. Weather forecast. Frigid, windy at Highmark Stadium. So, yeah, dude, it's going to be snowy, windy, and frigid. Fuck yeah. Real man football.
That's going to be a game.
Hell yeah. And I can't wait. I cannot wait, man. Even if we lose, I want to be, and I'm coming in with lowered expectations so I don't get all pissed off if Buffalo wins. Because Bill gets mad at me sometimes because I'll be watching a game. And if say the other team's like moving the ball on my team's defense, I'll start yelling at them. Stop the motherfuckers. What are you doing?
Hold on. We can get back into our passions for our teams in a minute. I got to know, Tampa Bay, Philly, in Tampa Bay. What do you think? Who wins? I think
I already said I think the Eagles are going to win.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I do think the Eagles, they should. But again, man,
they should win. That one I kind of pick. Yeah, that one's kind of going to be an upset too. If Tampa Bay wins that game, that's kind of upset.
I there could be some like I think if Because I'm pretty sure Kansas City's favored to win. I'd be shocked if they weren't.
I would imagine in those conditions.
I know the Steelers are underdogs. I don't know about the spread between the Browns and the Texans. I don't know who's favored to win that one. I really don't. I know the Chiefs are favored to beat the Dolphins. I'm almost positive.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Cowboys are favored to win the Packers, the Green Bay Fudge Packer. I mean, the Green Bay Packers. I joke with Bill all that. I call them the Green Bay Fudge Packers.
Sure,
See
sure,
what I did?
sure. Or they're all about cheese. That's because their women have fucking rotten pussies.
Oh, um,
Yeah, I said it, Bill. Like rotten pussy.
oh shit.
You like
I remember
cheese,
that.
Cassie. Hey, you know why you don't eat pussy in the morning? You ever rip apart a fucking grilled cheese sandwich? That's the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, damn, shots fired. So okay, to recap,
You
we
read
both
my
agree.
last
We both agree that the
no,
Browns are
look, I can pause. Look, watch this. I'm not gonna do another wardrobe change. I'm gonna grab my last beer. Hold on. And that is the benefit of having your daughter as your employee who also lives with you and is her ride. She will make sure I'm up in the morning. We are back. The Plug Podcast. This is full force football. That's right. We're not talking music, even though that switched in here somehow a little while ago. But I'm here to tell you, we've made our picks. We're going to recap right now. Metal Mike, you were starting that before I had to grab Brewski. Let's
Okay,
go down the
cool.
list.
We Browns Texans. I both think we agreed that the Browns will win that one, right?
Yes. Both pick.
Dolphins, yeah, Dolphins Chiefs. We're gonna go Chiefs.
Yep.
Bills Steelers. You're picking Bills. My head's picking Bills, but my heart says Steelers, so I'm gonna go Steelers.
Nice.
I know. Everybody can crucify me now.
Who cares? Dude, if you win, I will congratulate you.
Oh, hey, man, I hope they win. Of course I want them to win. That's my
Sure.
team, man.
Your team.
Packers and Cowboys. I'm gonna go Cowboys. Sorry, Bill. But I don't think it's
I'm
going to be
not
the
sorry,
blowout that
Bill.
Bushy thinks it's going to be.
I'm not sorry, Bill. Two, if
No.
3 touchdowns. We're decimating Green Bay.
Rams, Lions, going to go with the Lions.
Close.
And then the Eagles, Buccaneers, got to go Eagles, man. But like, hey, any one of these could be a potential, could not go the way we think. That you just at the end of the day, folks, you don't know what the fuck's going to happen, man. You just don't know. And that's what makes the playoffs so amazing. That's what makes the game of football so fucking great to me is you don't know. Any given thing can happen on any given Sunday or Saturday for some of these folks.
Or
But any
Monday.
given NFL game, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. At the end of the day, man, we've seen upsets even throughout the season where you're like, whoa, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
You just don't know. So anyway, my other question to you though is, should we make our Super Bowl picks now? Who do we think is going to represent each conference? Or do you want to wait on that for next week?
No, we can make those picks now.
Okay. Who do you think is going to represent the AFC?
The AFC, I think Baltimore has a clear path to victory. I don't see anybody in the playoffs in the AFC that can toe-to-toe beat Baltimore. Maybe Buffalo. But there's a lot of things that have to happen for Buffalo to be able to do it. So
Well, there's one team that could beat the Ravens, but because they have like I think the last 4 or 5 times they played each other. But that's if they got to get to the Ravens first, and that's going to be tricky. That's going to be very, very tricky.
I'm trying to think ahead, and I know I'm biased. I mean, come on, if we're talking,
well, you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Steelers, dude.
Yeah.
But like I said, they have to beat Buffalo to get there, and that's going to be tricky. So
Yeah,
I don't want to count my victories before, but I'm.
Well, this is predictions. So my prediction, like in my most storied prediction, it's going to be fucking Buffalo and Dallas again. And then I would be so conflicted that if I had to work, I would just work and then stay after so I didn't have to watch the game. In the AFC, I've got to go Baltimore. I mean,
well, they've been a powerhouse for a while there.
They're a good fucking squad, and I don't see any of these teams. Kansas City is not playing normal Kansas City Patrick Mahomes football.
Nope.
Buffalo, while good, Josh Allen likes to throw it to the opposing team. I don't see a path to any, for any of these teams to unseat Baltimore. I think Baltimore is the AFC champs. What do you think?
I'm struggling between the Bills and the Ravens. My concern about the Ravens is they had to rest their starters. And then, so they're going to have 2 weeks off. That could be a good thing, but then that can be a bad thing.
This is true.
It's hard, man. Because I just said my heart says I'm going with the Steelers, but yet you know what? Fuck it, man. Ravens, Niners. That's where I'm going with this. I think it's going to be the Ravens and the Niners, man. And I hope Baltimore wins because I don't want San Francisco tying with Pittsburgh. Fuck San Francisco 49ers. Sorry, Mark. Sorry, Brian.
I'm not sorry at all. If things fall into place in the NFC side the way they should, Detroit, man, they're a team to fucking watch out for.
Okay, well, why don't we call those two? Let's call the teams that could upset that. Like, who's the teams that could upset the?
I'm sitting here trying to tell you what I think the Super Bowl is going to be. I've already picked.
Okay.
And I think Detroit, I think they're going to beat the Rams. I hope they don't have to play Dallas if they do, because that sucks. Because I don't know if Detroit plays Dallas again and loses. And if that's the case, I think they go against San Francisco and I think they win.
No fucking way. They're good and they're improved. I don't think they're beating San Francisco, dude.
And that's exactly why I think they win. I think if Detroit wins and if the Dallas-Detroit lineup matchup happens again, Detroit gets its revenge for their own stupid fuck-ups. They play San Francisco. They squeak out a win by 2 or 3 points. Maybe 7.
I don't know, dude. The Lions are really good, but man, I hate to say it, but the Niners are just loaded on both sides of the football, man. If they stay healthy,
so see, I'm trying.
They're going to be hard to beat, Bush. They're going to be hard to beat, man.
I'm trying not to love on my Cowboys because I think the best outcome is for Dallas and San Francisco to go head to head in the NFC fucking championship.
Like historically, it's been.
Yes, I think that's the best outcome.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see. But so you really think the Lions in the NFC are they're the apple cart turnover? They're the guys that could upset the.
I think those are the guys that are like, wait a second, we're fucking good.
Okay, can I tell you who I think it's going to be in the other conference?
In the NFC, yeah.
AFC.
No, you already told me Baltimore.
No, I told you that I think Baltimore, it's going to become down between the Ravens and the Niners, and I still feel that way. But the one team that I'm going to tell everybody right now to fucking look out for, and it's not my Steelers. Okay.
Well, the Lions are not my Cowboys, that's for sure.
No, I'm talking AFC. So
yeah, but I'm talking about what I just said about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm being objective here. We're not doing our typically pathetically subjective thing.
Right. Even though I think that if certain things go a certain way, Pittsburgh could end up being that kind of team too. But I'm going to call it right now. I think Cleveland. I think Cleveland could even make it to the AFC Championship against
the Ravens,
their former selves.
Yes.
And what a matchup that would be to see Joe Flacco and the Browns. Joe Flacco go up against his old team, in his old coach.
How would people like
in his old city?
How would people like Charles Trainer feel about that? Because you're playing yourself, dude.
Oh, well, look, I do feel that the Ravens have established their own identity. They are the Ravens.
I don't care if this happens.
And the Browns are the Browns.
If the AFC Championship is the Browns and the fucking.
It could happen, man.
It could. And if
I'm
that's the
telling
case,
everybody right now, look out for fucking Cleveland because I think they
listen,
could be dangerous.
listen to me. If it's the Browns and the Ravens in the AFC Championship, Chuck comes on this show before that weekend.
Okay,
We
for
got to have
sure.
him on because I got to ask, how's it feel to know that your Browns are playing your Browns? Or are your Ravens playing your Ravens? No, it's the Browns playing the
No,
Browns.
it's the OB versus the NB.
But
You
I
know,
think I think if it comes down to that,
but I gotta
Chuck's gotta be
admit, I think the NFL made the right decision. Like when Modell was going to move him, and they said, okay, you can move him, but because Cleveland was going to sue, they're like, you're going to have an expansion team. You got to find its own identity. They named them the Ravens, of course, after Edgar Allan Poe's poem, which I thought was brilliant. And Cleveland got to keep the cities,
Yep.
the colors and the history and the name. And they were promised by the NFL, as soon as we have expansion, you will be one of our expansion teams. And they have.
Jim
Now, with
Brown
that
will
being
never be a Baltimore fucking Raven. He's a Cleveland goddamn Brown.
who,
Jim Brown.
yeah, but well, yeah, and
Come on.
and he is like, dude, Jim Brown is not right, but Jim Brown is not in their Hall of Honor in Baltimore. That's in Cleveland. Like Cleveland got to keep all that stuff.
Yes.
And now they haven't really been worth a fuck since they've come back. Only they've had like maybe one or two good seasons, and then they fall flat. I mean, that is a franchise.
My Dallas Cowboys quarterback was Quincy Carter, and them motherfuckers made it into the goddamn playoffs.
And then got eliminated by Pittsburgh. But anyway,
Who cares? I love the story.
you know what's a better story?
Pound. It's better than terrible.
You know what's a better story is when the bus went back to his hometown and won the Super Bowl. But anyway, moving on.
You know who likes?
You know what's another better story? The greatest show on turf when the Rams were actually relevant, and I gave a fuck. Fuck the Rams now. But anyway, go Lions. Yeah. Don't. But I do think, man, don't be
Really,
surprised.
wouldn't that be funny? A Detroit Lions versus Cleveland Browns Super Bowl.
Wow, that would be wild. That would be wild, man. You're talking about
funny.
two long-suffering franchises.
Remember, people, I mentioned it here first, just in case.
And here's the other thing about Cleveland, though, because people always seem to forget that in the 80s, the Browns had a really good team. They didn't get to the Super Bowl, but they came goddamn close, man. They went to I don't know how many AFC championships when they had Bernie Kosar as their quarterback. Yep. As a Steeler fan, I remember that Browns team, and they were really good, man. They just didn't quite get over the hump. And I don't know why, because Marty Schottenheimer was a great coach, man. That poor guy never won a Super Bowl. He'd build these powerhouse teams, but they would always choke in the playoffs or something bad would happen. Like I remember the year he had fucking Phillip Rivers, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Antonio Gates, and he lost the Super Bowl because LaDainian Tomlinson didn't play, or not the Super Bowl, but he lost the playoff game. It's like, and then the idiot that owns the Chargers fired him. You fired Marty Schottenheimer. Fucking idiots. And that's another problem with some of these teams. There's fucking idiot owners, these moronic owners. Like the Titans owner, you're a moron. You're a fucking moron, man. Getting rid of Mike Vrabel. Fucking stupid. Stupid. That's why there's a lot of these fucking teams that'll never win a Super Bowl because their ownership sucks.
Yes.
Look at the Panthers. What a fucking joke that guy is, man.
Oh, boy.
I mean, Jesus.
I will say this. My girlfriend's nephew, cancer survivor, childhood cancer survivor. He got to go because he's with the Big Brothers and Sisters program. Mm-hmm. His big brother took him to Charlotte this past Sunday, and he got to watch the Panthers Buccaneers game.
Oh, okay, cool.
But that was cool. He's never been to a live game ever.
Oh, right on, man. Yeah.
This kid's a Ravens fan, and he talks a lot of shit to me all the time. That's why the matchup I want is
the Cowboys Ravens. So then when the Cowboys beat the Ravens, you can laugh.
Yes.
That's not going to happen, though, because the Ravens will beat you.
Shut up.
Because I'd rather have them win another Super Bowl than you win a sixth one. Sorry, Bush. I just can't allow that any more than I can allow San Francisco. You can't tie us. Fuck that.
We have to allow Dallas because they're America's team, you fucking communist.
No. This is the working man, blue collar team, not a bunch of glamour boys.
Yeah. Look, there's no steel industry in fucking Pittsburgh anymore. Shut up.
There's no steel industry in all America, but that's not their fault.
They're drinking fucking lattes and crying about
That's not their fault, Bushy. That's not their fault. and I lived in a steel town, so fuck you.
There it is. Those are our picks for Super Wild Card Weekend. I wish I had a wow to happen right here, but we don't have that kind of production because this retard is the one that fucking edits anything. We got Metal Mike. He has his picks, and we really agreed on everything for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But we also said, hey, this could happen. Like,
yeah.
I don't, because I do. I'm telling people right now, look out for Cleveland, man. I think they could be
Browns.
really
We,
dangerous.
we called the Browns. We called the Chiefs. We're split on the Buffalo Pittsburgh Steelers game. We called the Cowboys. We're split on the no. You called Detroit, and we're split on the no. You said Eagles too, didn't you?
I did. I
Yeah.
think the Eagles are going to win that game.
I think it's going to go one of two ways: blowout or just barely.
Now, don't get me wrong. Like, if the Packers were happen to beat the Cowboys, I'm going to laugh.
Well, I'm going to cry.
I know you will. That's what the Cry Boys do. They cry.
We'll go home and get our dick sucked. What are you going to do?
Go get a prostitute and then pay her to leave. Get the fuck out of here. I'm done with you.
I got my own house. I could leave.
Good for you. Better watch what you say there, buddy.
I know,
She
right?
sees this, man. She'll beat your ass.
Watch this. She knows better.
Yeah. Well, anyway, dude, this was a great talk, man. Anybody out there, tell us, are we crazy? I know they're going to tell me I'm crazy, but like I said, in my head, yes, I think Buffalo's going to win, but in my heart, man, I am a Steeler fan and I got to pick my team to win, even though I don't think they're going to really, but I'm hopeful.
That's awesome. I'm pretty sure last year I picked my Cowboys to lose.
I will say this, though. I would be a bit more confident if TJ was playing. That's a big blow to us, man. I'm like, man, not having TJ there. I mean, even though I do think a lot of the young defensive players have gotten better. I mean, Josh Allen, man, that guy ain't no joke, dude. I
No,
mean, they're
and
really good.
run, and that's what's scary about Buffalo. If his interceptions are up, if he's not throwing well, that
He can still
motherfucker will
run and knock your
run.
fucking dick in the dirt while he does it.
Yeah, he's a big dude. He could put you on your ass. You know,
As I said, to
and,
me, he's
and unlike Ben Roethlisberger, he's not putting in any asses without permission. So,
but I'm bummed.
so go Josh Allen.
Leave Ben alone. That was allegedly, by the way.
Alleged.
Allegedly. I don't know if I buy all. I mean, yeah, I think Ben did a few stupid things that put himself in those situations.
Agreed.
And I was like, quit behaving like a frat boy, but he grew up.
Yeah.
He's doing good. So I think, but yeah, it is a shame he did that because it did kind of tarnish his legacy a bit. It did. Because to some people, he's always going to be guilty no matter what.
We didn't have to make this political statement. I was just like,
no, you just did what everybody does. Rapist burger. I've heard it a billion times, dude.
oh, see, I don't like that term because it was never proven.
Right.
So,
yeah,
it's not rape if you can't prove it.
Well, like when you hear stories about one of the girls wearing a shirt that says down to fuck. Hey, man,
It's like Bill Burr said, no means no. No means no. But no, stop it. You're so bad.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe you just get a bad read. Your Honor, she said, no, stop it. You're so bad. That's not how I fucking said it. Sorry, Bill Burr, one of the greatest.
He is hilarious.
Right now, this generation, if you're not watching Bill Burr, he's on par with fucking George Carlin. He's
great. Yeah, Bill's great. He's
on par with Richard fucking.
Did you hear him going off about you ever watch Rich Eisen?
No.
He has a show, right? It's on Roku and you can watch it on YouTube as well. And he had Bill Burr on there. And Burr, obviously a Boston guy. He's a Patriots fan, right?
Yeah.
And he was going off on his fellow Patriot fans about Bill Belichick and how everybody's like, oh, so quick to get rid of him. He's like, you fucking spoiled motherfuckers. Because Bill's old enough to remember when the Patriots weren't really a good team, okay? Right. Before Robert Kraft bought them, all right? They were not a good team.
Yes.
And
all the Patriots fans I know grew up in the Brady era.
Yeah, exactly. And
I'm a Cowboys fan, and I became a Cowboys fan in 1983 at my grandparents' house. Not the grandfather I was close to. He only watched baseball. My mom's dad,
Mm-hmm.
he watched Cowboys games. Started watching Cowboys games. That's the only member of my family that watched football. Became a Cowboys fan. My mom, Redskins fan. Guess how that went?
I, I'm surprised your grandpa didn't disown her.
Well, she was droning out.
Well, anyway, man, I think we should probably end it here. Everybody enjoy Wild Card Weekend. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and tell me why I'm a fucking fucking soft in the head Steeler fan. And
Because
good luck though to all the teams. I mean, seriously,
Steelers fans
I
are
want a really good playoff. I want some good football games. That's really all I really want. Like, no matter what, win or lose, I just want the Steelers to go out there and do their very best. You know,
okay. Cool. Cool. I
and
want
that, and
Dallas
I
to
feel.
go out there and destroy Green Bay.
Well, I understand that. See, I don't have that axe to grind with Buffalo though. I mean, Buffalo's, they're not our. I mean,
Yeah,
they beat
Buffalo.
our ass before, but they're not. They're not a.
They're not
It's not
rivals.
that. No, no,
Yeah.
no.
And it's
Um,
not like it's two storied franchises like America's team and them fudge packers, cheese packers.
or the real America's team.
Yeah, right.
Working man's team.
Cowboys,
Steelers,
Dallas.
blue collar,
America's team,
blue collar.
communist.
Yeah, come. Anyway, brother,
If you're
you
not a
take care.
Cowboys fan, you're a fucking communist.
Okay, then I guess I'm a fucking commie because I sure's fucking a Cowboy fan. Fuck, man. I don't hate on them like I used to fucking hate them. Hate them. I don't hate them so much anymore. Maybe it's because they've been so irrelevant for so long. I've started to feel sorry for
Look at that. Yeah. Yes. Like the Steelers have been relevant. Anyway,
them. When's the last time you won a Super Bowl? When's the last time? Oh, yeah. It's been a while for us, but it's been a lot fucking longer for
it
you.
has. But the last time we won a Super Bowl, what did we do? We destroyed the fucking Steelers.
You didn't destroy us. Our fucking quarterback threw the ball to you twice. Right to you.
3 times. Anyway.
Fuck that guy.
Anyway, we have a lot of good things coming
We're
up.
still 2-1, bitch. We still beat, we're still ahead of us.
Yes, you are.
I got one word for Roger Staubach. Terry fucking Bradshaw, bitches.
That's 2 words. See, that's how dumb Steelers fans are.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it's actually 3 because I said fucking. You want to sharpshoot me.
Anyway, we're going to get out of here. The Plug Podcast, we're going to be taking a break for a month or 2, but we're going to be stockpiling some episodes. We're going to record. It's just, we're not going to be on a fucking schedule, not like we ever were, but we're taking a break from radio. We're taking a break from all that for a little while. And me and Metal Mike are going to get together and then maybe sometimes bring someone on. We're going to talk about some shit so that when we come back to you, it's going to be huge.
Yeah, and it'll be more consistent. That's the whole thing. We want to get enough episodes in the bag to where we don't always have to feel like, oh fuck, we got to rush and record another episode because we're running late and this pops up, and it'll give us more breathing room, So
because we have live.
We got some really great topics and some guests coming up too. So
yes. And we have lives, those are the things that are happening. But here's the cool thing. Throughout the playoffs leading up to the Super Bowl, hey, we will do this, and I haven't even fucking discussed it with them. We will do a post Super Bowl show.
Oh yeah, I want to do the whole playoffs. I want to cover all the playoffs and then do a post
Super Bowl here on YouTube every week throughout the NFL playoffs. We're going to be here bringing you specific content, NFL related, full force playoffs going into the Super Bowl. Right here on YouTube. So look, share it for the people you share it to, like it, ding the little bell, all that little gay shit you're supposed to say because we're old, but everyone that uses this YouTube app is young, is successful. Do all those things and then maybe check out the podcast because.
Right. Because I mean, we're mostly a music podcast, but it's the plug, music and more. We cover all kinds of things besides just, and another thing that's really cool about this is we can do this while we're stockpiling episodes. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds. We're still out there. We're still doing something.
Which is a great Van Hagar song.
Yeah, we're not we're not.
I want the best
So
of
we're not.
both
We're,
worlds.
we're not. Yeah, and that God, that sounds awful. Um, we're gonna have.
I wish I could hit a
We're
button.
still gonna have content coming out, but it also gives us a chance to, like I said, stockpile some episodes for the actual well, I mean, this is the podcast too. This is just the video version of it. And
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll get to a point where we'll put a video version and a audio version out around the same time. I don't know. We'll figure that out when we get
But
there.
yeah, well, if that's the case and you're curious to know what the podcast is about, I'll post a link to the podcast on podbean.com down there in the comments
There you go.
or in the description rather. So again, ring the bell. I
Hit
don't
the like button
I don't know. Every
and
time
share the fuck out of it.
yeah, all that. See, us old guys watch it. We watch you fuckers on YouTube. We
And
like a lot of you.
yeah, do that, and we will yeah, we'll get back together and do this whole full force football 2023 or 2024, I should say. We did
Oh,
2023 last year.
no, it's 2022 because you got to remember football season. 2020,
2023, dude.
yeah, 2023 football season just
Ended. Yes.
completed. So the playoffs 2024, actually playoffs 2023.
Yes, sir. I know that.
Yes. So don't confuse people.
I'm just confused you. That's
This
all.
is Metal Mike, my retarded co-host.
All right, guys. You guys take care. Keep fighting the good fight and stay metal to your dying breath, man.
Yes, sir. Buy vinyl and come on. Go Cowboys.
Go Steelers.
It's not going to happen.
Hey.